Good day, class. My name is Nick, Mr. Nick, and I'm from Major Education. And today we are going to have a lesson about describing and treating an injury. So to start with, I'm going to read you out a list of phrases. Each one of these phrases could be asking about an injury. It could be describing an injury, or it could be suggesting a treatment from an injury. Who do you think would suggest treatments for injuries? Doctors. So when you have an injury, you see a doctor and they'll suggest something you can do. So I'd like you to listen to these phrases and see which ones will be questions asking about an injury, which ones will be describing an injury, and which ones will be suggesting a treatment. First one, I think I've broken my ankle. Second one, what seems to be the problem? Third one, I think I'll send you for an X-ray. Fourth one, it is very painful. Fifth one, you'll need to give it 6 weeks rest. Can you put any weight on it? I've sprained my wrist. You'll need to put an ice pack on it. Last one, what's wrong? Out of all those phrases you heard, which ones were asking about an injury? Which ones were describing an injury? Which ones were treating an injury? Give you a moment to think. Let's have a look on the board here. We have 3 phrases here, 3 here, 3 here. One of them will be asking about an injury. Do you think it's this one here? I'd say you're right. We know that they're asking, we've got question marks at the end. What seems to be the problem? What seems to be the problem? Can you put any weight on it? Can you put any weight on it? What's wrong? What's wrong? Question, do you think the doctor or the person who's injured would be asking about an injury? Yes, you're right, it would be the doctor. Let's look at describing an injury. The questions have been asked. If you think it's this group here, you're absolutely right. I think I've broken my ankle. I think I've broken my ankle. It is very painful. It is very painful. I've sprained my wrist. I've sprained my wrist. Would the doctor or would the patient be describing an injury? think it would be the patient. It's their injury. And then the very last one, suggesting a treatment, will be here. I want to send you for an X-ray. I want to send you for an X-ray. You'll need to give it 6 weeks rest. You'll need to give it 6 weeks rest. You'll need to put an ice pack on it. You'll need to put an ice pack on it. Who would be suggesting the treatment? The doctor or the patient? Yes, it would be the doctor. So here are some phrases. Asking about an injury, describing an injury, and suggesting a treatment. That's the end of part 1. I'll see you very shortly for part 2. I'm going to read you a dialogue, conversation between a doctor and a person who's injured themselves. In this dialogue on page 81, you can have a look and see there are 3 missing words. 1, 2, 3. Listen very closely as I read it, and the answers will be there. You can have a look below. 1, 2, 3. You have multiple choice. But listen very carefully for the answers. The doctor begins. Hi, Sam. What seems to be the problem? Sam. Hello, Dr. Lee. Well, I was skateboarding when I suddenly lost my balance and fell off my skateboard. I think I've broken my ankle. Dr. Lee. Oh dear. Well, I can see it's swollen. Can you put any weight on it? Can you put any weight on it? Sam. Well, I can walk a little, but it's very painful. Dr. Lee. You probably just have a bad sprain, but to make sure, I want to send you for an X-ray. Sam. Do you have any idea when it will be better? I have an important rugby match in 2 weeks. I have an important rugby match in 2 weeks. Dr. Lee. Well, even if it's a sprain, you'll need to give it at least 6 weeks rest. Even if it's a sprain, you'll need to give it at least 6 weeks rest. So I'm afraid you won't be able to play, Sam. Did you get the answers? Number 1. Oh dear. Well, I can see it's swollen. Can you put any weight on it? C. Let's look at number 2. I have an important rugby match. Have will be B. Well done, you've got it. And the very last one, well, even if it's a sprain, even 3 will be A. So the answers are C for 1, B for 2, and A for 3. Okay, That's the end of part 1. I'll see you shortly for part 2.